When it comes to bands around the Upper Cumberland, this band has been around for a little while. I wouldn't call them an old band. I would call them seasoned. I have Legacy in with me tonight on the 9 o'clock news local edition. Go ahead and introduce yourselves.
I'm Jeff Stout, guitar, vocals.
Freddie Duncan, drums, vocals.
All right, and you two are, well, the two that managed to make it in, because Legacy is kind of spread out.
Yeah, we got band members in Gainesboro, Tennessee, Kimball, Tennessee, and, of course, everybody has roots from this area, and Freddie's from East Tennessee originally, so we have everybody together come in as one unit and have a great time.
So originally, though, the members did mostly start out here and then just kind of spread out, branched out, but over time, they've all stayed together and you kept working. How long has Legacy been around?
12 years, or longer,
10 or 12 years.
You didn't see it, but there was a look that took place between the two. It's like, I'm not sure. I told them before we started that the questions wouldn't require any study. Apparently, I was wrong.
Had to require some thinking, though, didn't it? Yeah.
That's true.
Well, tonight we're going to find out a little bit about Legacy, a little bit about the band's history, what they've done around the area, what you guys are working towards next, and get to know a little bit more about you guys, including a couple of your songs. And we'll do that tonight as we continue with the 9 o'clock news local edition here on Rock 93.7. If they had to use any word to describe, I think established would fit when it comes to our band tonight. We have Legacy in studio with us here on the 9 o'clock news local edition on Rock 93.7. You guys, I think we mentioned earlier when we first started, about 12 years or so on the scene here. But in that 12 years, you guys have gotten to the point where you do quite a bit. You can't really get around the Upper Cumberland without hearing somebody mention your name. So I think that's pretty good standing for a band to reach. You do original material, and of course you do a lot of other material too when you're in performance.
Sure.
I've got to go ahead and introduce yourselves again. Say what you do.
I'm Jeff Stout, guitar, vocals.
Freddie Duncan, vocals and drums.
And you're just two of the members that I managed to get in. Everybody else, I think we talked about earlier, kind of spread out.
Yeah.
So when you guys come together, it's a planned session.
Certainly.
How often do you guys get together?
We usually rehearse at least once a week.
So at least once a week, everybody makes the trek to.
True.
Do you go?
Cookeville.
Do you come? Oh, so it's here in Cookeville.
Yes.
I was going to say, do you pick a spot and say we're going here next week or we're going there next week? Or
No, we got a room inside a building that we call our studio that we get together in.
how often do you get out to go play places?
Well, we play more during the summer and the nicer weather because most of the venues that we do are outside. During the winter, we don't do as much. However, this winter, we're wanting to focus on writing some more songs. We've got a lot of songs and kind of going through the ones we got and see what we want to keep and what we want to keep working on. And we could actually play a 5-hour show if we could hold up that long.
If you had to say exactly what kind of category you put your music into, where would you put it?
It'd have to be classic rock.
Classic rock sounding, any certain type? Led Zeppelin? Or do you lean more towards, I would say, Leonard Skinner?
Yeah, we do Southern rock and do Kansas music, Styx, and so forth. We try to do a wide variety. And
we challenge ourselves, and we pick out songs from other bands that are powerful vocals, and that's what we aim to do, is just try to do some of the difficult music that's out there.
Well, you've got a song or two that we've got tonight that we're going to take a listen to. Let's start out talking about one that sounds kind of interesting. Hatfield Hollow.
That's actually sort of a metaphor of an area close by that some history that we had been told, sort of a legend-type history that had been told about an area. It just sort of grew into itself.
Kind of like the Bell Witch kind of story, but you just kind of made your own. So it's not tied into the Hatfields and McCoys.
No.
That happened to be a convenient name to tie into it.
Yeah, that just happened to work out.
Kind of like Mayberry. Nobody knows where it's at.
So when you're putting the music together for this, how did that come together?
When we first got together, that song was kind of in the works. Don Goolsby, I think, had originally started putting that together, who was in the band before I come on board. Yes. So there was only like a year or two when this was developing, and the name actually kind of stuck before I actually joined the band. Yeah.
And so then it developed its own little distinct sound because everybody kind of added a little something to it.
It does,
so,
yeah.
Well, I tell you what, let's listen to the collaboration that came out of Hatfield Hollow, the song that started out one way and ended up finishing another. We'll share that with you now. It's Legacy on the 9 o'clock news local edition on Rock 93.7. Well, we've already taken a trip down through the Hatfield Hollow with Legacy tonight, and we're going to continue our journey. The 9 o'clock news local edition here on Rock 93.7. A couple of members in with me tonight. Go ahead and introduce yourselves again.
Jeff
what you
Stout, guitar and vocals.
Freddie Duncan, vocals and drums.
I've got Freddie and Jeff here, and then who are the members that we don't have? Let's name them off.
We
The
have
ones
Anthony
that are active.
Jackson.
Okay.
We have Butch Witcher. We have John Cassidy and Joni Witcher.
And those are, I think it was, we talked about, you kind of have changed the lineup a little bit since this began. So those are the most recent members that have come in and helped cement the sound that you have.
This combination has been together about 2 years now.
What's interesting about your the band itself right now is that not only do you do one lead singer, you do all lead singers. I think you said when it comes to your songs, you just kind of switch off. It's whoever's going to fit that tune at the moment. So does that allow you to add in more diverse collection of different songs as far as whenever you go to do cover tunes?
You know, it does. And as far as listening to other artists' music, you know, I'll hear something that sounds like Anthony, and I'll tell Anthony, I say, you need to listen to this song. I think it sounds like something you can do. And me and Anthony, we both play drums. Now, not at the same time. So usually when we play, we'll do a handful of songs, and I'll be up front lead singing. Anthony's on the drums. Then we'll do a swap. He'll come up front. I'll go back on the drums. And so there's a lot of songs that we sing together, and Jeff sings lead on a lot of stuff, and our voices are at different ranges where we can pretty much pick out our parts where we need to be on other people's music. Now, when you're writing a song, you don't know where that's going to go, you know, until you actually get in the middle of it. But
that was my next question. If you're doing utility when it comes to performing tunes, and different people are taking over the vocals and different drum parts, apparently, does that come into play when you're writing? Do you think, well, I'll write this for somebody else, or do you think I'll write this for myself and we'll see if it goes to somebody else?
That's pretty much what happens. You get something and you see who it's fit for, you know, as far as what key the song's going to be in and how it's put together. Now, one thing about me and Anthony playing the drums is that we have a seat that's adjustable, because I'm a lot more long-legged than him. So when I get back, I got to raise the seat up because he's, you know, it's, you know, different arm lengths and whatnot. So you got to make some quick adjustments on the spot, you know, to change out to do that instrument. Yeah.
And that's very unique. I don't know of any other group that I've ever seen that does that. And we didn't really set out to do that to start with, but it just has worked that way. And it works.
Well, I know that whenever good example of drummer doing double duty, Phil Collins would have a drum tech that would hop in and do drums. That's maybe as close as I can. I think if you want to go closer than that, maybe I think Slipknot. I think they use they have a couple of 3 different percussionists. That's what they call them, not just drummers, but percussionists.
One reason why we got 2 drummers is because we needed more cowbell.
That's true.
I don't think you can ever have enough cowbell. I think that's like a requirement for any band.
Exactly.
Well, in this current incarnation, you guys are working off the material that you've already established, and I think you said that you're wanting to get more material written and put together. So we'll take a look at the direction you want to head in the songwriting, what you're working on for releasing a next album, and we'll do that as we continue with the 9 o'clock news local edition on Rock 93.7. They've been around the Upper Cumberland for a while, doing some shows here and there, and not just any kind of shows. It's the 9 o'clock news local edition on Rock 93.7 with tonight's guest, Legacy. I've got Jeff and Freddie in with me, and we were talking about getting out and playing. You bring the band together because a lot of the members live other places, and so you guys get together about once a week or so, but you don't just head out to the bar. When Legacy's ready to put on a show, they find a show. Where's some of the places that you performed? Just to give them some idea, this last year, I think you had a pretty good list.
Last year, this past year, we did Bristol race, the spring race in Bristol, which was a lot of fun. Had a great time. We've done the Thunder on the Rock festival in Mont Eagle. I think that was just the 3rd year in a row.
3rd year.
Did that. We've done that. 38 Special has been there, Kentucky Headhunters, and we opened the show this past year for Uncle Cracker. Secret City Festival was a highlight of this year. We opened the show for Three Dog Night and had a great time, and do a lot of fairs. We do Wilson County Fair this year. We got to do
I know you were out at the Putnam County Fair. I think we had a showcase of some of the bands that were out there this year for this show, and you were among those. So, Uncle Cracker, what was that like, getting up on stage with him? Did you get to share the stage with him, or did he just like go on and play so I could do something?
We just opened the show for him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You know, in some of those performances like that, there's a lot of the instruments are there, sounds are there. Those are the ones we like. You know, we go up on stage and we got people waiting on us, and and people are fixing our sound instead of ourselves. It makes it a lot more enjoyable. And we've gotten spoiled this year because we got to do a lot of shows like that.
That's
to where
true.
we just went up and just played.
When it comes to tracking down the shows to do, the chance to do those shows, how do you line those up? How do you book those?
This man right here.
Just contacts. I mean, it's just one thing leads to another. You're at one show and you meet a certain person and they know someone at another place and so forth. And so it's just a lot of it winds up being sort of word of mouth and you get recommendations from different places and things. So
even when you're not on the stage, you're still performing in a way. When you go to these venues, keep in mind that you may bump into somebody that could set you up with somewhere else.
Yes, certainly.
What they take away from you there is what you might get out of it.
That's right.
Something to keep in mind. Just a little. I was just curious from the standpoint of the other bands that are wondering how you get a chance to go play with somebody like Uncle Cracker.
Yeah.
Or Three Dog Night, which love Three Dog Night.
Yeah,
so you guys got to go do that show. You were at Secret City Festival. You did a few other things. You've also been working on new material. You've got some stuff that you've got in the works. A new song that you've almost got finished up and recorded.
Yes.
I want to go back and listen to one of your other songs, though, and kind of get a feel for that and kind of see where that one came about. Don't Throw It All Away.
Now, where'd that come from? I don't even know.
Well, I had the riff, the main riff of the song, and that was at a time we were just jamming at rehearsal, and Anthony started in, just random words and so forth, and it just started developing about, don't throw away the great things that you have and the great things about this country and so forth, and it just kind of just turned into its own self there, I guess, in a way.
It's Don't Throw It All Away. It's Legacy on the 9 o'clock news local edition on Rock 93.7. It's the 9 o'clock news local edition on Rock 93.7. Tonight, our interview has been with the band Legacy, getting to know a little bit about them. Freddie, Jeff, appreciate you guys coming in to speak with me tonight.
Thank you for having us.
The other members, of course, not able to make it, but shout out to them. Big thanks for all that they're doing, too. And you guys are in the process of heading back towards the studio. You've got some songs worked up. I think we said you want to rework some of the older material, too, and kind of put a new spin on it with the newer members and see what direction that goes. I don't think you're going to end up with hip-hop mixes, are you?
No hip-hop. No.
Sorry.
Anytime I hear a band start talking about how we're going to remix things these days,
it's true.
No, you're going to hold true to the sound that you do have. And so far, you've got at least one song put together that you're going to record.
Yes.
How many others are you looking to get put together for an album?
Well, I like to get about a half a dozen anyway, because there's actually some other material that we've played with years ago that we might want to put back in the mix. So as far as starting from scratch, half a dozen maybe. So
you got a pretty good catalog. Yeah. You guys are also online. We played a song earlier. We played Hatfield Hollow. You've got a video for that, actually.
We do.
YouTube.
It's on YouTube, yes, sir.
The only video, but...
The only video that was actually edited and put together in a video format. The other videos we have on YouTube are just live performances, shot with...
they caught them with our iPhones and so forth.
There's links to all of that.
Yes.
You guys are set up. Where can they go find you online?
LegacyClassicRock.com.
And they can definitely go to Facebook and be our friend and like us. We would appreciate that.
Certainly.
Give them the like and follow there. And you guys post your where you're going to be performing at next, your venue, your dates are all up on all of that.
Yes.
So that's where you can find them out online. Can they listen to music on there too?
They certainly can.
Yeah.
Okay. All the things you need. LegacyClassicRock.com. Want to thank you guys again. Appreciate this, really. It's been awesome getting to talk to you guys and getting to share some of your music and some of your stories. So thank you.
Thank you.
This is Legacy on the 9 o'clock news local edition on Rock 93.7.